Hi, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use PolicyPak File Delivery Manager to deliver multiple files through a service like Amazon S3 to your MDM enrolled machines. So this machine here you can see is enrolled into Intune, and you can see that he's connected and life is good for this guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create the directive first in group policy, but this guy, he isn't Active Directory joined at all. So what we're going to do is take that policy, export it, get it up to our MDM service, and then get our files deployed. Now, what you can't see off camera is that I have a file staged on Amazon S3 or other web services. We have a list of them that we support, ready to go, called Presentation Sales Stuff. So I'm going to create a GPO and for my eSales desktops here and call this Deploy Web Files to All Users. Okay, what I'll do is I'll right-click here and click Edit. And I'll dive down. I want to do this on the computer side. So this is computer side, PolicyPak. Okay, we're going to go to File Delivery Manager. I'm going to right click, add what's called a new web policy. So the web policy is going to say, hey, hand me a file that lives on Amazon S3 or other web services. Now you can apply this policy to the computer, which is great to do things in the system context, or if you want the policy to apply to all users who log on to this computer, then this is better for stuff in the user context. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to apply it to all users who log on to this computer. Then I'm going to give it the source. I've already got it pasted in. I've already copied it here. I'll just paste it in right there. Boom. So I've got the sales presentation stuff. And then what I'm going to do, it's going to check out, make sure that it's ready to go. Now, notice that this was a .zip. When we see that it's a .zip, then we can do something a little special, and that's the point of this video. We are going to say that this is an archived folder, okay? And we're going to see, hey, maybe it's a zip, maybe it's not. And if it is, then we're going to do some magic to it. And then we're going to point it at a directory. Now, here's another thing you can I'm going to specify the directory output is going to be the user profile, the desktop folder, and a folder called sales. So that's where this stuff should end up. When I go ahead and click next here, I then here can pick the magic superpower called copy and update existing files. So the very first time we do this, it's going to just dump all those files out to that folder. Then I'm going to pause the camera, update my Amazon S3 zip file with some additional files, and it's going to copy and update existing files, okay? So the idea is that it's going to copy new and update existing files. So the point is it's going to find the new stuff and update anything that's changed, and you can also delete stuff that doesn't exist anymore in the source. So when these two guys are checked, at that point, it's going to say, hey, read what's in the zip file and basically make a copy of that into the destination folder. And once this policy is deployed, all you got to do is keep that zip file up to date and you're ready to go. I'm going to access the source as computer and destination as the user. That's what we want to do. Then we're going to always run it. We want this policy to kick in the background every so often, and with MDM that makes sense also. You can also specify to kick off a process like run a PowerShell script or read an Excel spreadsheet and kick out some numbers. You can do all sorts of crazy things. I'm not going to do that. You can also do that same idea with revert actions. I'm not going to do that either. I'm just going to show you how to copy some files. Okay, then the last but not least, you can use item level targeting and say, hey, I only want to do this when I'm on this IP range, when I see this software, when I have a file match, or other things. I'm not going to do that either. Just wanted to point out that it's there. So this is how you would set this up for on-prem, but that's not what you're doing. What you're going to do is you're going to take this and make this work for your MDM machines. So what you'll do is you'll take this policy, this switched policy here, and you will export as XML, and you'll put it on the desktop here, and I'll call this ppfdm web out 1. Okay, so now I've got that XML file just hanging out there. Oh, there it is on the desktop. And we're going to find the PolicyPak exporter utility to take this and create an MSI that we can then deploy using our Intune, AirWatch, Mobile Iron, etc. So go ahead and create a new MSI. I'll then add an existing file here, which is going to be my directive here. So we're going to do this file delivery manager piece. This is the policy setting we just set up. We're going to target all users. And we're ready to go. So go ahead and click next, next again, and click next one more time. Give it a name. So we'll call this, I'll go ahead and I'll put this /share, and I'll call this file delivery, file deploy example MDM1. Okay, so there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the camera and get this deployed using my MDM service, and I'll come back and you'll see what happens when that's all done. Hang tight. So right after my MDM service got the policy deployed, boom, this sales folder showed up. Now let me show you before that what's really happening underneath the hood here. If I were to go to Control Panel and go to Uninstall a Program, just to show you what's happening here, your MDM service is deploying the PolicyPak client-side extension and the PolicyPak settings, the thing we just deployed, not the files. The files are coming from Amazon or your other web service. It's deploying the policy. Just the policy. So when we click on sales here, now we can see we've got some PowerPoint files here, some Acrobat files here. You double click them and life goes on. So what I want to show you next is, let's pretend that you don't want to deploy a new policy. No, you don't want to deploy a new policy. All you want to do is you want to update the zip file out on Amazon or your other web service, and magically these files will get automatically up to date. So here's Manager's Guide 009. Maybe I'll upgrade that to Manager's Guide 10, and I will delete one of these PowerPoint files, something like that. Let's see what happens when I do that. Now, in order for me to do that, I'm going to pause the camera again. I'm going to modify the zip file and upload that to Amazon S3. Hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I haven't done the update yet. So this is what it looked like when I paused the camera about 20 seconds ago. What I'm going to do now is just close this out. I just want to show you there's Manager's Guide 09, and I've got a couple of PowerPoint files here. Well, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to run pp update. Okay, pp update. This is going to force a check to see if there's anything new in the universe, and well, there should be. What should be happening now is that File Deployment Manager is going to be looking at Amazon S3 for that file. Is that file updated? Oh, it is. Well, if it is, we told it to give us new files that we've never seen before, and also delete stuff that doesn't exist anymore in the zip file. Well, I changed the name of one of the files, and I also deleted one of the files. So now when I click on Sales here, boom, just like that, Manager's Guide 10, and you can also see one of the PowerPoints is deleted. In this way, you're not using your MDM service to deploy files. No, that's not what we're doing. We're having a zip file stored on Amazon or another HTTPS style web service like Dropbox or OneDrive, other things like that. And you're deploying the policy one time and then keeping files automatically up to date with a policy that's automatically checking in every so often to get the job done. That is the beauty of using PolicyPak File Deployment Manager and your MDM service. An amazing Better Together story. So with that in mind, I'll say goodbye for now. If you're looking to get started, click on the webinar download button in the upper right-hand corner, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the inside. Thanks so very much.